And our first big breaking news of the summer, people. Benjamin Šeško won't be joining Arsenal. I just did a breakdown on him on this channel, but he's not joining Arsenal. He's staying at Leipzig. He's signing a new contract. I called it. I'm not going to lie, I called this one. I called a lot of things wrong, so feel free to remind me in the chat of everything I've called wrong. But he's joining. He's not joining. He's signing on at Leipzig. He's staying there. And I just felt that there was a little bit too much around this transfer for it to almost feel real. I don't know how to explain it. When you follow transfers, I mean, Robbie will know, right? Because he does transfer daily every day. He will just know when things are like there's a certain pattern, right? In reporting, there's a certain pattern in the way people talk about the deal. There's a certain build up in a transfer. Now, not always. Sometimes they'll just announce that Matt Ryan has signed or Callum Chambers has gone, or out of nowhere, we'll hear that, we've agreed a deal for Fabio Vieira from, reporters out in Portugal. It could be lots of ways, right? There's not always a set way a transfer happens. But generally, especially when it comes to the big deals, I don't know, you just get this feeling, right? You can smell a transfer. I don't know how to explain it. And I was following this whole Šeško thing, and the whole time I just thought, nah, it just feels off. Now, this is what I do believe. I believe we were in for him. I believe we were interested in signing the player. I believe we spoke to him. I believe if the deal was right, we'd have done it. And if we had no other options up front, we'd have done it. But that wasn't the situation. Sorry. Let me start that again. I believe all those other things, but that last bit where I said that, if there were no other options, we'd have done it. That's the bit I don't believe. I believe that actually there are other options. I think Arsenal are looking and thinking very carefully about what they want to do with the large sum of their cash, because 55 million, it's like good value in a lot of ways. It's also still a lot of money. It's probably still a good third or quarter of whatever our transfer budget might be this summer. So 55 million goes on Šeško, you've got to be absolutely sure, because if you want that 80 million pound midfielder, you're not leaving yourself with quite as much to play with. Maybe you are, 70 million. I don't know. We don't know exactly how much Arsenal have to spend. We assume 200 million because it's been the going rate for big clubs and Arsenal for the last, couple summers. So Šeško isn't going to be the guy joining. Signing a new deal at Leipzig, and I think that makes sense for him, fine. So Arsenal now got to explore who they want. Now, Arsenal now need to explore, what they want to do in that front line, whether they get more depth out wide or whether they get another striker. Now, another angle to all this is whether the striker position is even the most, whether that's even the priority position. Is that the position that Arsenal want to spend big money on? And I think it is if they get the absolute right player. I think if they are 100% convinced about who it is they're signing, I think it is. Otherwise, I think they see midfield and out wide as areas where they can sort of add even more. This isn't me. This isn't my opinion. I'm just trying to think about the way Arsenal and Arteta might be thinking about it. And I do. With Havertz and Jesus, you kind of wish you could blend them, right? Like Havertz is more efficient in front of goal. He's got the height and presence, but Jesus has got the technical, that ability in tight spaces. Like, you want to just merge the two and hope that they can hit 30 goals a season. If that player is out there, whoever they think it is, I think they do. But I actually think they're quite happy with the various skill sets they have up front. Trossard can play as a false 9 too. So you've got a very different dynamic with him there. I think out wide, they might think, well, Nelson hasn't really done it. Trossard is brilliant, but a very different profile to Martinelli. Can they get someone a little bit more similar? Could more money go towards that position? Or in central midfield, which I think central midfield is so important we get right. I think with or without Partey staying, now Jorginho signed a new contract, we get it. But I just think they need to get another central midfielder in there to really complete this balance of Ødegaard, Rice, plus the third player, and then Thomas Partey, can play when he's fit. So is that the area that they're going to focus on more? I don't know. Up front, I just don't, unless they are convinced Osimhen's the guy or Gyökeres, in which case they're going to part with more than 80 million. I don't see what they're going to do in terms of that pure number 9 that suggests that's a priority position for them. I don't know, people. It's very hard. When there's breaking news like this, it's very hard to kind of gather your thoughts, and sort of trying now to predict what's next for Arsenal, what the next steps are. My general feeling is that this is going to be slow. I think this is going to be a really slow, window. Slow start. Let me put it that way. I think if I'm to make a prediction for what will happen in the coming, June 11th. It's the 11th of June, right? I don't think we have a signing in by, actually, 11th of July. I asked Robbie Cecil-Laurie this on Talking Transfers. Will we have someone by 11th July? No, I don't. But then tour is only about a week or two after that. Okay, here's what I think is going to happen. I think Arsenal will, in the next 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, will be significantly advanced on a player. I think there'll be a player that we're looking at and going, okay, we're confident of signing him. And I won't be feeling about that player the way I felt about Šeško, which is something doesn't feel right about this one. I think we'll be looking at it and feeling like, yeah, this feels like a movement, like Timber did last year, like Havertz did last year. Rice, Man City made us sweat for that a little bit, as did West Ham. But there was always like a confidence and a feeling that Arsenal were going to get those deals done. They were desperate to get those deals done. Havertz and Timber, I think, are really good examples. David Raya. Do you remember when that news all came out? We all felt like it was happening, right? We all felt like, the minute it came out, we thought, okay, like Arsenal are being serious about this. And with Šeško, I just didn't have that same feeling. I think within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will have a player we have that feeling about. We will have a player, and I don't know anything, so please don't run off thinking that ITK James' information. I absolutely don't. It's just a gut feeling, like my gut feeling I had with the Šeško deal not being as advanced and not being, as strong as, reporters were sort of making it out. My gut feeling is that in 3 weeks, we'll know about a player that we are more advanced with, that we're really keen on doing a deal for. And then maybe get them in before tour. If we can get 2 before tour, that would be great. But the fact is with the Euros, and not everyone plays at the Euros, not everyone plays at Copa America. With these things going on, there's just other distractions. There's just more going on in the world of football. And it slows things down. And also from a media perspective, I mean, the media, there may be things going on and we just hear less about them because the media focuses now on the international tournaments. So it could well be that there's stuff going on, but, we just don't hear about it as much. I've got no doubt that behind the scenes, Arteta and Edu are working really, really hard to get players done. They want to get them in early because that's just what every club wants. They want to get the right player and they want to get them in early. But whether that's going to, just because you want to do something doesn't mean you can. It takes 3 parties to make a deal happen. The player and the 2 with the buying and the selling club. And you need everyone to agree. You need everyone to agree at a time where there's just a lot going on right now. Maybe I'm making excuses for Arsenal. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe Osimhen isn't playing at these competitions, these tournaments. If you really want him, then that should really progress quite quickly, surely. But then you're talking about a £100 million player. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really stumped with this. Why has this not happened? Because he chose Leipzig, which is absolutely fair enough. Maybe we made a proposal and he just went, no, I want Leipzig. Is it because is it because we weren't desperate to do the deal? Is it because we never really advanced too much and he wanted it wrapped up by the Euros? Was it all agent talk to get a better contract? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what your priority position is. Let me know what you think Arsenal do next. Did they go for a wide player, central midfielder? What happens with Aaron Ramsdale? I don't know. But that was the update from Fabrizio Romano. And Romano came in with the exclusive saying that Šeško is signing a new deal with Leipzig. I'm not going to lie. I saw it coming. A little bit disappointed because, as I said, my breakdown on AFTV, the more I watched him, the more I thought he actually does look like he's got a lot of quality and a lot of great raw attributes for Arteta to work with. But I still always just held back a little bit. No matter how much more I liked him, I just still didn't feel it was quite going to happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed this news update. There'll be new news updates coming out throughout the channel. Throughout the whole of the summer, and subscribe to the channel so you can be kept up to date with everything going on then as well. All right, everyone, big thanks. See you soon.